This is Dominic Holtz coming to you from Rome, Italy, with a word of hope for Friday of the third week of Easter. In Nathaniel Hawthorne's short story, Rappaccini's daughter, Beatrice, the eponymous heroine, has been raised in a poisonous garden. Although she herself is immune to the poison that surrounds her, she in fact also cannot live without it, and so she cannot leave her garden. Her very breath is poisonous to whatever it touches. Flowers wilt at the merest touch of her hand. Her lover in the story tries to rescue her from her poisonous prison and gives her an antidote. Unfortunately, tragically, when she takes the antidote, it causes her death, because her entire life had been fueled by the poison with which she had been raised. In our first reading today, we also hear about poisonous breath, the murderous threats that Saul breathes. Not a literal poison, but a cooler sort of poison, the poison of malice and of hatred of Jesus Christ. When Saul is rescued from this poison by the antidote of the presence of the living Christ, he finds himself not quite literally dead, but transformed in a way almost dead, struck down, struck blind, unable to eat or drink for 3 days, in a participation in the very death of the Lord that he had tried to persecute. In the Gospel today, we hear about Jesus, who is our bread of life, whose flesh and blood are our meat and drink, and that give us eternal life. But of course, to participate in the Eucharist also requires a kind of death. We must die to the poison that is within us, the poisonous world of pride and pettiness, of malice and cruelty, of thoughtlessness, of rebellion against God. When we embrace Christ and the life that he gives us, we in fact must die. To share in the life of the risen Christ means to come to death. But unlike the tragic death of Beatrice in Rappaccini's daughter, we who die by the power of the risen Christ are by that same power brought to life again. We die to the old self that had poisoned our lives, a poison that was so familiar to us that we wouldn't leave the poisonous gardens we've grown up in. But when that old self has died, when the poison has been purged from our souls, then we come to true and full life again. And that, brothers and sisters, is a word of hope.